truth. Because the moment we go off, that's a seal in our destruction, right? This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Right? So we're going to get our reward. Right? Lord willing. So we keep this thing to the end. And this is Mark. Oh, no, I don't want to get that right now. This is Ephesians 6. And I'll start at 10. Because what? This is a spiritual warfare. Right? We're not carnal out here. When the race wars in them start in America, that's we're not even going to be carnal in them. Right? We're just going to watch and lay back. This is Ephesians 6 and 10. Because what? They're still going to go after us. But we ain't going to give them an excuse to judge us, right? For it says, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, Yahawashi, bahasham, Yahawashi, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And who's the devil today? The Edomites, the Caucasians, right? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, and devil only means deceiver, right? So he deceived the whole earth. They got the whole earth thinking that the Most High is the so-called white man, and that Jesus, so-called Jesus, is the so-called white man, when they're actually dark-skinned men. Right? Because what? Yahawashi, which is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, this is what he looks like. It says, Revelation 1 and 14, his head and his hairs were white like wool, white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. So he had woolly hair, and he had, what's it called? He had gray hairs, right? To show his wisdom. And his eyes were as a flame of fire because he drank wine, right? And his feet like unto fine brass, which is brown, as if they burned in a furnace. So it's very dark brown, right? And your feet look like your whole body, right? And his voice as the sound of many waters, right? And in those days, that's when they're going to see, they're going to be like, oh, I thought it was Cesare Borgia, right? I thought Cesare Borgia, white Jesus was coming back, but what to do what? To deliver for salvation. But why would he deliver you, right? Why would he deliver you if you're wicked? Right? No white Jesus is going to come and just give salvation. For what reason? Why would he save the devil from himself? You can't do that. Right? A so-called Negro, which he's actually a Judite, right? Because the Negroes are the true Judites. He's coming back for salvation of the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, according to the Bible, and to destroy these other nations and put them in slavery and destroy America completely, right? That's the true doctrine. The great payback. And this is Micah 7 and 6 and 15. Or I'll start at the top at 14. Or I'll start. I'll start at 8. Rejoice not against me, O my enemy. When I fall, I shall arise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be a light unto me. Right? So the Edomites, our enemy, they're going the Caucasians, they rejoice at our fall, but now when their fall comes, we're gonna rejoice at them. Right?
Yeah.
I will bear the indignation of the Lord, which is righteous hatred, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. And he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Right? Because it was a good thing that we went into slavery, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because we was wicked, right? And it fulfilled the prophecy anyways. Verse 10, then she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy power? My eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the street. In that day that thy walls are to be built, in that day shall the decree be far removed. In that day also he shall come even to thee of Assyria, and from the fortified cities, and from the fortress even to the river, and from sea to sea, and from mountain to mountain. Notwithstanding, the land shall be desolate because of them that dwell therein, for the fruit of their doing. Right? I'm talking about America and right now. Feed thy people with thy rod, the flock of mine heritage, which the Israelites, which dwell solitarily in the wood in the midst of Carmel. Let them feed in Bashan and Gilead as in the days of old. Right? Getting back in the kingdom. According to the days of thy coming out of the land of Egypt, while I show unto him marvelous things. The nation shall see and be confounded at all their might. They shall lay their hand upon their mouth, their ears shall be deaf. They shall lick the dust like a serpent, they shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth. They shall be afraid of the Lord our power, Yahawashi bahasham Yahawashi, and shall fear because of thee. Who is the Most High like unto thee, that parteth iniquity, and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage, the Israelites? He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. Right? And mercy is going to be given to us when we go back to the kingdom. Right? He will turn again. He will have compassion on us. Who's us? The Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He will subdue our iniquities, and thou wilt cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. Thou wilt perform the truth to Jacob and the mercy to Abraham, which thou hast sworn unto our fathers from the days of old. Right? This is Sirach 21:1. My son, hast thou sinned? Do so no more, but ask pardon for thy former sins. Flee from sin as from the face of a serpent, for if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. the teeth thereof as the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men. All iniquity is as a two-edged sword, the wounds whereof cannot be healed. To terrify and do wrong will waste riches. Thus the house of proud men shall be made desolate, like America is going to be made desolate. A prayer out of a poor man's mouth reaches to the ears of the Most High, right? And we're those poor men, right? And his judgment cometh speedily. He that hateth to be reproved, which is corrected, is in the way of sinners. But he that feareth the Lord will repent from his heart, which is from his mind. Right? And that's the only people that can fear the Lord are the Israelites. That can truly fear. It's only for the Israelites at the end of the day. Right? One scripture I want to bring out. This is Sirach 4 and 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. Be not hasty in thy tongue, and in thy deeds slack and remiss. Be not as a lion in thy house, nor frantic among thy servants. Let not thy hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when thou shouldest pay. Right? And that goes for a lot of things. Because what? This, let me go back up to 25. And no wise speak against the truth, but be abashed of the error of thine ignorance. Because what? We bringing out this truth, right? So it's not, don't buck up, but you need to learn these things. You need to know these things if you want to get salvation, right? If you want to be out here doing the work of the Most High. This is Sirach 8 and 9. Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learn of their fathers, and of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as need require, right? Because we all had to learn from somebody, right? So it's our elders, the apostles and elders of Greatmillstone that taught us this truth. But it was the Most High that let us receive this truth, right, into our hearts, and He can take it away at any moment, right? This is Sirach 11, verse 20. Be steadfast in thy covenant, and be conversant therein, and wax old in thy work. Marvel not at the works of sinners, but trust in the Lord, and abide in thy labor. For it is an easy thing in the sight of the Lord on the sudden to make a poor man rich. So what? Being rich is having this, having rulership, right? Having a kingdom, right? It's not Federal Reserve notes. You know, that is a form of wealth, but when this dollar collapses, it's not wealth, it's power, right? And that's what we strive for to have too, right? And we do have a form of power because we're breaking down this word correctly, right? Our power is through Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, right? Which is the power of the everything. Oh, the water Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Yes. This is Wisdom of Solomon 12 at the top. For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things, therefore chastenest thou them by little and little.